I said a couple points I want to make to him, about the game, that we knew that we were going to get him back in. There were a couple things that we wanted to make sure that we did defensively, with him back in. It was a tough night early because he didn't get to be as aggressive. And frankly, it was either my choice or my fault for sitting him so long. In 2 weeks from now, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't sit him with 2 fouls that long in the first half. But tonight I did. Because I knew there were some things in the second half that we wanted to be able to do. And then he had a couple of fouls. But at the end of the day, the coaching part of it, the strategy part of it, him having to play with 4 fouls, that didn't hurt us. Because we practiced that in practice, but it's not even close in practice compared to the way it is in a real-life game. Because what you're always constantly trying to do is, okay, when you've got those foul situations, when you've got to make sure that you've got somebody in, what are we going to do with it? And practice and situational practice is one thing, and we do it, but this is invaluable, and now he's got that under his belt. But I thought he did a really good job of continuing to come back and play and just dealt with it. So, I was happy with what he was able to go back in and do defensively.
Have the expectations on him been a little bit unfair? I mean, he's not going to be a player that necessarily goes out and gets 25 and 15 like some people thought he'd be doing this year.
I don't know. I know this. We're 12-1. He's the leader of that. We've been number 1 for all but a short period of time. I think he's dealing with all of it just fine. I really do. I think but again, I'm never good at this one because I don't even look at him like that. I don't look at him. I see what's written. Some of it you pay attention to, some of it you don't. But the bottom line is, okay, what does he have to get better at? And part of my Christmas break was spending time looking at this team with 2 sets of eyes, looking at the team, okay, what are we not getting that we could be getting? How are we not taking advantage of how they're playing certain people on our team? And what would I do if I was coaching against us right now? And how would I attack this team individually, and how would I attack this team, or how would I attack the players individually, and how would I attack them collectively? And so that's the mindset I look at. And then we base our practices and base our individual improvements around that. So I really that's the expectation level I'm looking at. The rest of it, I'll put it out, I'll say this, I wouldn't trade him for anybody on another team. And there's a lot of great players in the country. There's a lot of really good players. But when you start talking about the whole package of a talent, of a player, when he gets down and he guards in a pick and roll situation, and he goes up there and guards, and a discussion with the referee tonight on the Christian foul, which I still wasn't quite sure what he meant, because we work so hard at getting those guys to be athletic, going up and guarding the pick and roll. Cody Zeller, when he gets down, he goes and traps a pick and roll. There's not 4 or 5 other players in the country who can do what he does, doing that. In my mind. So that's the expectation level we're looking at. I'm not looking at some finished product. We're not coaching in that way. We're looking at what can he be better at every day. And for a guy that gets the attention that he gets and gets all the accolades, he's getting coached as harder than anybody in this program. Because not only for what he's going to do down the road, but for what he can do right now. So in that sense, he's living up to expectations in the sense of how we're coaching him. For where he can be, that's where we try to spend most of our time.